Hey babes, hello, good morning. So today we are doing part 6 for Aliyah Wilson. If you have not watched 1 through 5, please go to the playlist and look up Aliyah Wilson to get to know this beautiful young lady. Before you can watch them in any order you want to. Just want you to be caught up with who Aliyah Wilson is. Now, these are a little out of order just because my phone's stupid. I'm going to go over this with you. So I'm going to start from the top. Now, I'm going to keep this picture up, but I'm going to be reading from the actual paper, okay? So it says this is from the Houston Police Department, okay? Involvement complainant individuals, one person, okay? And the person was Aliyah Wilson, black Hispanic or African American female, 22 years old, not Hispanic Latino. She's not a juvenile. They're saying she was 5'4", and she weighed 165 pounds. They're saying that her hair was cut and she was bald. She has brown eyes. The reported date, the incident happened July 19th, 2020, at the age of 22. She's a resident, and they're saying there was no sexual assault. They give the address. The city is Houston, Texas. The zip codes, the date, again, is the 19th. The driver's license and all that stuff. Hold on. They don't know her email. And then it's saying reportee number 1, Abdullah Muhammad, okay, was an individual, one person. He's Asian. Abdullah Muhammad is Asian. I'm sorry, that don't sound right, but okay. He's Asian. He's a male. He's 24. He's 5'5", so he's actually an inch taller than Miss Wilson. His weight is 115 pounds with black hair and black eyes. They give an address and his business, his driver's license. So let's get down here. So down here I'm seeing, let me see if I can pull it up here. Right here. Modus, wherever it says modus, okay, it's saying body video not reviewed. So they're saying that there was the camera, the body camera, but it wasn't reviewed. It says suicide report, homicide did not make scene. So nobody came out for like a homicide investigation. The narrative. This is their narrative. On July 19th, 2020, at 0447 hours, Officer Rashad. So they're no longer talking about Muhammad. They're talking about Rashad, an officer. Riding unit 18F45K was dispatched to a suicide call at 2401 Lazy Hollow Drive. Pause. Because that don't make sense. Okay? Because he said he was dispatched to a suicide call. Now, first of all, dispatched people that answer the phone when you call 911. Hi, 911, how can I help you? Yeah. Dispatch cannot tell you what this person died from. Okay? Dispatch cannot say, hey, this is a homicide, go get him. Hey, this is a suicide, go get him. They are not medical examiners, okay? And at this point, there is no medical examiner because the medical examiner didn't work on her and do an autopsy until the next day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is already fishy to me. How do you know you're being dispatched to a suicide? You don't know if this is a suicide. And that takes me back to up here, their narrative. So you're telling me a person calls, hey, somebody committed suicide. Get down here quick. So everybody runs with that because one person said it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a big whoa to me. Because again, nobody looked at her yet. You can't just automatically rule this a suicide. Let's keep going. Harrison County, Texas. I arrived on scene at 05:03. So I believe that's 5 o'clock in the morning. 5:03 in the morning. Okay, so they're saying it was reported. She was pronounced dead at the scene when we were doing the autopsy reviews at 4:43 in the morning. That's a big gap. 4:43 to 5:03. That's a lot of time. That's a gap. That's a good gap. So let's go to the next one. Hold on. Let me just find the next one because I told you everything's out of order. I believe it was this one. Let me just find this. Let me pause you real quick. I'm not really sure which one's next, but I want to read this because it, again, says a narrative, okay? And I'm just going to read it off the phone, so bear with me. My eyesight is not 100% great. Narrative. Lock of the complainant's apartment. Then I conducted a welfare check and cleared the complainant's apartment. While inside the complainant's apartment, I did not see any medications, narcotics, or a suicide note in plain view. Now, her mother gave me sticky notes, right? And this little sticky note right here says, no, that's a lie, because there was medication sitting on her bedside, or on her bed, okay? It says the type of medication it was, and I don't have to put what kind of medication it was, but it was on her bed. So what kind of job did they do that they didn't even see this pill bottle sitting on the bed? The apartment appeared as if only one occupant lived inside. It is unknown at this time if anyone else lived with the complainant. I then contacted the HPD Homicide Division and spoke with the officer McDonald somebody, and they blocked his information out. Not sure why. Officer McDonald's and explained the circumstances of the case. Officer McDonald informed me that a homicide unit would not take the scene at this time. So they literally, okay, from the moment this was called it a suicide, right? And on top of that, this McDonald person was not even there to look at the scene and just said, nope, I'm not going to send them. They're probably tired today, you know? What the heck? Would not make the scene at the time. Officer McDonald did inform me of medication. Then I contacted Harris County Medical Examiner's office and spoke with, Y. Chung, Unit 95, and explained the circumstances of the case. Y. Chung then provided me with the ME case of ML 203010 and stated that she would make the scene. While waiting for the medical examiner to make the scene, I completed this report. Once the ME was on scene, I provided her with the complainant's emergency contact information. Mind you, the mom did not find out that her daughter passed until about 2 or 3 days later.
Candace, here is your reminder.
Alexa,
Spray my...
stop. Thank you. Sorry. 2 to 3 days later by Aliyah's girlfriend in a text message. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go back now to this. This is another Houston Police Department narrative. And this is her mom's sticky notes. It says, fully charged earpods, took 3 months to die, did not get cigarettes. I was told they marked them as separate evidence. Hold on one second. Let me get those papers together. Okay, so I'm assuming that this Muhammad Abdullah is the security guard where they work, or where she was living. Okay. So this is the paper we're going to go over. I'm going to read it from the actual paper, and you guys can look at the screen. Houston Police Department, complainant's body still hanging. Complainant statements is Aliyah Wilson. Witness statements. None at this time. So there's no witnesses talking. Reportee statement. Number 1. Muhammad Abdullah. Mr. Abdullah works at the listed address as a security guard. Mr. Abdullah stated that he was making his rounds, walking through the apartment complex around 4:20 hours when he discovered the body of the complainant. Now we're getting 4:20, okay? So you're telling me this was reported at 4:20, okay? She was pronounced dead at 4:43, but the officer didn't get there until 5:03. Okay, just write that down. Perfect. Mr. Abdullah stated that he saw the complainant's feet and ran to call the police. Mr. Abdullah stated that the last time he walked around that same part of the apartment complex at 3:20 hours, there was no body hanging. Mr. Abdullah stated that he did not see anyone come near the body and stated that there are no cameras, of course, that's stated in there, in the area where the complainant's body was discovered. Pause. Because Mr. Abdullah didn't just run and call police. He took a picture of Aliyah hanging and then gave it to her mother. And that's the picture I showed you guys, and they deleted the whole entire video. So he missed out some information there. Yeah, we could all agree. Yeah, okay. You're taking pictures of her. How are you calling 911 if you're taking pictures of this woman hanging? Wow. Officers, paragraph scene description. Okay, so this is the officer talking now. The scene was located at blah, blah, blah. The scene was located in Houston, Harris County, Texas. An officer was already on the scene when I arrived. They're not saying which officer, though, at the moment. I observed the complainant body hanging from the second-story walkway railing above her apartment unit. The complainant was hanging from a black possible bed sheet. There were no visible injuries on the complainant's body and no signs of foul play. Well, that's a lie, because number 1, she had black long jeans on and she had a contusion to her knee that was opened and bleeding. Okay, she also had on her knuckle that I showed you, that her knuckle had a big gash in it and it was bleeding. Not only that, but she also had a cell phone in her right hand. Not to mind you, those bars are not that sturdy, that she's super tall. She's heavy, 165 pounds. And I don't believe that if she would have jumped, that the railing would have held up. I really don't. Anyways, let's keep going. I arrived on the scene at 5:03 hours and made contact with HFD, who was already on the scene. Then I observed the complainant's body hanging from the second-story walkway railing above the complainant's apartment. I spoke with somebody who stated that he called the time of death at 4:43 hours. Meanwhile, she was found at 4:20. Okay. Informed me that they have had contact with the complainant in the past. Oh, so they knew her. Last time, a few months ago. Also located a backpack with the complainant's belongings, her Texas driver's license, and keys to her apartment. HFD stated that the backpack was found next to where the complainant tied the knot. Well, that's not true. of the bed sheet because they said it was on the steps. The knot was on the second floor. The steps are on the ground floor of the bed sheet. Complainant was identified as Aliyah Wilson. The complainant's listed address and apartment, which was directly next to where the complainant was found hanging. I spoke with the reported and collected his information and stated I observed mail on the ground directly in front of the complainant's apartment. I observed mail with the complainant's name and address along with mail with the names of Nicholas something. Hold on. Right there. Bornstead. Whatever that says. Bornstead. And Tamika Fenninil. I don't know. On it. The keys found on the complainant's backpack fit the door. All right. Let me find this next page. Hold on. So again, just real quick. I know a lot of different raced people, right? I know there's only one race, the human. But listen, I know a lot of Abdullahs. I know a lot of Muhammads. I know them. I'm from New York, okay? I ain't never seen an Asian Abdullah Muhammad. Have you? Please let me know if you have. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry. So this is the mom's sticky notes and says, coroner report says courtyard where Aliyah was found. Coroner report says backpack was on stairs. Plus, I have a picture. No backpack. Times on coroner report are different. Yep, I saw that. And ran to call police. He had time to take a picture. Thought security guard is supposed to have a cell phone or walkie-talkie at all times. Right. So why would he have to run to call 911 if you have a cell phone taking pictures of this woman? Okay. All right. Hold on. So this is just saying that Officer Moshad, he also spoke to this Muhammad guy. Hold on. They're saying it's suicide by bodily force, okay, jump, hang, etc. But that don't match. And how can you write this look at the date. How can you write this if there's been no autopsy at this point? Okay? All right, hold on. So they're talking about this evidence, and again, this is on the 19th. This officer, Libby, is saying that they checked by the night shift unit, blah, 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 to assist them in proceeding a suicide scene. You officers are not allowed to diagnose how somebody died. That's not up to you. You are not a medical examiner. You are not a medical professional. You are a cop. Two very different things. Okay? When I arrived, I met with the officer and found that they were almost finished and the complainant's body was being removed. I gathered the complainant's green bag and a few articles that were near the body and tagged into the property room under the case number. I also secured the complainant's apartment. The mom's saying that the apartment was locked. They're saying, yeah, we grabbed her key. We kind of knew where she lived, so we went in. What the hell? That key as well. No other information to this report. Okay, hold on. There's more. Now, this is where it gets pretty sketchy for me. Okay, I know it's sideways. Let me just find this. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Now, if you rewind, okay, there is an officer's name up here and everything else. But there's a few papers that are saying the officer's name is Beast Testing. Excuse me? Beast Testing for the officer's name. And there's multiple Beast Testing papers. Officer papers, okay? What the fuck? What the fuck is Beast Testing? That's creepy. All right, so this one's saying, let me just blow it up for you there. Technician Jalissa Taylor. Items submitted into property. Items were signed for by Carl Anthony Libby. Personal items inside. Contains the Apple iPhone. Contains a pack of Newport cigarettes. The mother saying she never received her cigarettes. And contains earpods, Apple earpods. Again, Beast Testing is the officer's name. Okay. So I'm not sure why this is upside down, but again, this is another paper, and the officer's name is Beast Testing. I guarantee you there is no officer in there called Beast Testing, and I really feel like this is some type of testing situation that they're doing, and Beast explains it all. Judith Taylor, she submitted items, were signed for by Christopher Herring. Beast Testing, officer and employee. Beast Testing, Beast. Do you see that? It's upside down. I don't know why, but yeah. That's the officer's name. Yeah, okay. And he's an employee. Okay. Beast Testing / Beast. Beast Testing / Beast. This is not normal. That is not normal. That is not freaking normal. I'm telling you. Everybody else got different names on it. Look. Hold on. If it lets me. Why are they all upside down? I don't get it. So the timelines aren't fitting up, okay? Muhammad, I don't think he Asian. I think he gave a wrong name. See down here? Officer name. Wilker, DS. Okay? I don't understand how any of these officers can sit there and say, hey, we're going to a suicide, okay? We're going to a suicide. And nobody examined this girl until the very next day at 1 p.m. So you're telling me if I call 911 and I say, hey, somebody just committed suicide, they all just go with that narrative? They all just disregard that she has contusions on her body on the same side, the left knee, the left hand. They never reported the left hand. I showed you guys there was a cell phone in her hand. Her cell phone. Her mother has her cell phone. Took a picture, sent it to me. I put them side by side, and it matches identically. Oh, okay. I love you, babes. There's more. There's more. There will be part 7.